Well, here's a look at the International Presidents Cup team standings for our Canadians. Just one more week until the automatic top 6 are named. Corey Conners leading the way at 7th, with Taylor, Hadwin, Pendrith, and Hughes all within the top 15. Okay, boys, let's talk about the Canadians now, starting with Taylor Pendrith. And Bob, you've covered this guy for quite some time. When he was coming up the ranks, he always had this big potential, so much talent. How awesome is it to see him really fulfilling his potential this year?
It really is. And, you know, you can look at the stats, and forever it was always about how long he hit the ball. He's just a monster off the tee. In fact, when he was playing his last year as an amateur, he played in the Canadian Open, and was partnered up with Adam Hadwin. And after a round, Adam was asked, you know, how far does he hit it? What do you think of it? And he goes, it's disturbing how far he hits it. But the big part about Taylor's game this year has been his putter. It has really come to life. He's been generally inside the top 10 in strokes gained putting for most of the years. So if you put those two ends of the game together, you know, he's really a dynamic force. And he's also just so laid back and so relaxed. You know, he has played a lot of golf this year, I will say that. At one stretch, he played 16 tournaments in 18 weeks before he won. So he's earned his rest if he does get some at the end of this season.
Yeah, he certainly has. Now, Mark, last week on GTC Radio, you said any of the Canadians who punched their ticket to Colorado for the BMW Championship pretty much seal their spot on the International Presidents Cup team. Now that we're here and there are 3, do you still have that opinion?
Yes, I'm putting all 3 on the team. They've earned it. They're off to Colorado. They're still playing golf. I have all 3 of those Canadians on this team, Adam.
I like that a lot, Mark. Okay, I'll follow up back with you, Mark, with this. So we just heard Mackenzie Hughes speak about his disappointment. So no Mac, no Nick Taylor for this week at the BMW Championship. Their playoff runs are now over. How would you assess their chances of playing on Mike Weir's team at Royal Montreal?
I've had some time to think about this, and I feel like we have an opportunity to maybe still add one more. If I'm Captain Mike Weir, I'm thinking to myself, am I picking this team of who's the next best player in line? Or am I picking this team as to who's won this year, Nick Taylor? Who can I pair with somebody else and put out 2 Canadian pairs? I'm still hopeful for a 4th, Adam.
All right, so you're still hopeful for a 4th. Bob, what about you? Do you think there's going to be a 4th Canadian on this squad?
I think there's a possibility that one of the 2 gets on there, and I wouldn't want to be Mike Weir and have to make that decision. That's the issue. You know, I think Mackenzie Hughes, his biggest asset is he's just an outstanding putter, and I think he can rely on that. Nick Taylor has not played well since he won in Phoenix. We know that, but he is great when the heat is on, which is pretty much always is at a President's Cup. All I can say is I wouldn't want to be Mike Weir and have to make the phone call and tell either one of those that they haven't made the team.
Should be an interesting time here going forward. What we do know, the International Presidents Cup team is going to be top heavy. Hey, Hideki Matsuyama is playing some really, really good golf right now.